Stay. Chapter 57, Serendipity. I love that movie and that word. I'm sitting in the back seat of our car on the way to Mercy Memorial Hospital with baby on my lap. Even through the official emotional support animal vest he's wearing, I can feel his big little heart beating against my palm. I love the weight of him on my legs and his salty smell, the feel of his breath on my hand as he looks, panting out the window. I run a hand along his back. His little tail wags. How can my heart be so happy and so sad all at the same time? What do you think is in there? Dylan asks. He's been itching to unzip the duffel bag the folks at the Humane Society gave baby as a going away present. I shrug. I don't know. Let's take a look. I unzip the bag, a lot smaller than the one of Jules that baby stayed with in the park all that time, and look inside. A water bowl, bottled water, treats, a blanket, a brush, his medical records, and papers showing he's an official emotional support animal. Boring, Dylan decides. Yes, but things he'll need for the trip to Idaho, Mama says from the front seat. His little bunny toy isn't in there though. I look all through the bag but can't find it. Dang, I say. What's wrong? Dylan asks. Baby's stuffed bunny isn't in here. Dylan frowns. Does he love Bunny the way I love Ted the shark? Yeah, I say. He kind of does. Daddy smiles, looking at us in the rearview mirror. I doubt he'll even remember it once he sees Jewel. Daddy swings the car into the parking lot at Mercy Memorial and parks the car. Maybe you should wait here with baby, he says to me. He's probably allowed in though, I say, now that he's her emotional support dog. At least I hope so. We walk into the lobby, baby leading the way. Mama says to the lady at the front desk, we're here to pick up Jewel Knight. She's being discharged today. The lady frowns over her glass at baby. It, she says through her nose, is not allowed. Before I can say anything, Daddy says it in his low, soft voice. Beg your pardon, ma'am, but he is. He picks baby up. He's an official support animal, like the vest says. When Daddy uses that voice, you don't argue. The nurse looks from baby to Daddy. The patient is being discharged today. Daddy nods. Yes, ma'am. She waves her hand, shooing us away. Go on up, she says, but don't linger. When we get up to the floor where Jewel is, baby knows exactly where he is. He pulls on the leash and whimpers. His little tail wiggles like crazy. I can't believe it, but he heads straight for Jewel's room. Daddy pushes open the door. Jewel is sitting on the hospital bed, her back to us, talking with her caseworker. Miss Madison's face lights up. Well, look who's here. Baby throws back his little head and lets out the biggest bark. Jewel turns around and gasps. Her face lights up like Christmas, 4th of July, and a birthday cake with 1,000 candles all rolled together. Baby, she cries. Baby pulls the leash from my hand, and in 2 giant leaps I would never have thought that little dog could manage. He's on the bed and in Jewel's arms. His furry front paws wrap around Jewel's neck. His tongue licks and licks the tears streaming down Jewel's cheeks. He's just like a little person, Mama says with wonder. I look over at Daddy, who's busying himself with the wheelchair. I don't know that anybody else sees it, but I do. I see a tear slide down his cheek. The countrywide bus station is surprisingly busy for it being the middle of the day. All kinds of people are coming and going. I was so scared and angry and confused when my family came through here, but this time, I'm happy to be back. Jewel stands in between Mama and Ree, clutching her bus ticket in one hand and baby in the other. Ree promised that no matter what, she'd be here. One thing I've learned about Ree, though, through all this, is she's someone you can count on, even if she does have tattoos, dreadlocks, and a ring in her eyebrow. A voice announces over the loudspeaker the bus to Boise is leaving in 2 minutes. Daddy touches Jewel's arm. Let me take these over to the bus for you, Miss Knight. He picks up her black suitcase and duffel bag. Jewel turns to Ree and hugs her long and hard. They look into each other's eyes, sparkling blue into coal black. They don't say anything, but you can tell they're saying all they need to know about what they've seen and what they know. Jewel takes Mama's hand and squeezes it. I don't know how I can ever thank you for all your many kindnesses. Before Mama can answer, Jewel turns to me and touches my face. And you, dear Piper, she says, are purely a wonder. It wasn't just me, though, I say. I couldn't have done it without my friends. Jewel smooths her hand over my hair. Yes, but you saw. Not just with your eyes, but with your heart. I reach into my coat pocket and hand Jewel a small white photograph. I forgot I had this, I say. It's the one of her and Sis, arms slung around each other, kicking up their heels. She looks at it and smiles. Then she lets out a big laugh. Oh, I remember this. Sis and I could be so silly. All aboard, the bus driver calls. Jewel turns to me and smiles. Would you carry baby for me, Piper? I take baby into my arms and hold him close. He licks my chin and wags his tail about a mile a minute. We walk out to the bus in the falling snow. Don't forget to call Mrs. Tooney tomorrow, Jewel. She's expecting you, Jewel's caseworker says. She's already got a new social worker all lined up for Jewel in Boise. Daddy hands baby's duffel bag up to Jewel as she stands on the bottom step of the bus. It about tears me up to do it, but I place baby in Jewel's arms. Jewel raises baby's paw and waves it. Say goodbye to all the good people, baby. Baby yips and sneezes. I laugh, but my heart is breaking too. I love that little dog, I surely do. I am so happy baby and Jewel can be together, but a corner of my heart still wishes, like anything, he was mine. One last time, Jewel wipes a tear from her face. This will be the best Thanksgiving I could have ever wished for, she says. And then the bus doors close and they're gone. I can't hardly believe it. All these weeks of thinking about Jewel, and especially baby, day and night, and it's done. Over. I'll never see them again. My heart feels like someone yanked it out and wrung it like a washcloth. Then I feel a small, sticky hand slip into mine. Dylan looks up at me and says in his croaky little voice, It's okay, Peeper. As we start back to the car, Daddy and Ree walking side by side, Mama stops. She looks at the hand of Dylan's I'm not holding. Where's Ted the shark? She asks, kind of in a panic because we all know what a fit Dylan can pitch when he's lost Ted the shark. Dylan grins, showing the gap left by the tooth he lost just the other day. I put him in baby's duffel bag. It's a surprise. I laugh. The sadness in my heart untwists and lifts. I tweak his ear. You're something else. Toto, you know that. As we walk back to our car, I remember that word, serendipity. It means when things don't seem to have anything to do with each other, come together in a good way. Kind of like puzzle pieces that don't look like anything until you put them together and all of a sudden you have a tree or the sky. It was serendipity the day I saw Jewel and baby on the street corner. And it was serendipity meeting Ree in the park, moving to Hope House and finding the best friends I've ever had and the best Firefly Girls troop ever. All the pieces coming together to help Jewel and baby and me. If you ask me, I think there's a little bit of magic in serendipity too. I look at the snow-covered mountains rising up so high, so sharp in the distance. Daddy says come spring, we'll go up there and see all there is to see. The forests and streams and lakes. I reckon that means we're here to stay. Until then, me and the girls of Troop 423 will shine our little lights together to make the world a better place, even if it's just for an old woman and her little dog. Because to Jewel and baby, and to us, it means everything in the world.